stay at them on Instagram.
That the Wi-Fi there were so many people on it. I don't know if they expected it. So.
Facebook will be live in a few seconds.
Stand by, everybody.
We are live.
Welcome to our pre-show. It's the show before the show. We're giving time for all of our viewers to be notified, and if you're a replay viewer, thanks for coming back to check us out. Today, it's all about guide dogs. All dogs, all the time.
Doing well, Tanya. I'm doing well. Cannot complain. Weather's getting better in Maryland, so I'm getting used to it. So
we got teased with those 80-degree weathers, and then it went to 40s.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, I think I have my Facebook feed going, and it is now 3 o'clock.
All right, let's do it.
Activate your voice. Activate it now. Live from Maryland. This is Activate Live.
Welcome to Activate Live. I'm your host, Tanya Hutchins. Today we're going to learn all about Guide Dogs of America, our favorite charity, because it was founded by a machinist and the union played a big role at the time. We are activating our voices all across North America, whether it's in the United States or Canada. And Delane Adams keeps his pulse on what's going on in our union and joins us now with the latest labor news. Delane.
Hello, Tanya. How are you?
Good. Doing well.
A little disappointed. I guess the biggest news going on is Des Bryant was let go by the Cowboys, and Beyonce brought the HBCU funk at the Coachella.
I heard all about Beyonce.
But I guess back to I Am News.
Right,
I guess that's what we should be rocking. Even
though she worked it. Yeah.
She did work it.
Okay.
She did. California. IAM locals have gathered in California to start negotiations. These are IAM members at United Launch Alliance. 3 locals come together to form that negotiating team. Locals from California is 27, make sure, I don't want to, 2786, local 610 out of Cape is in Florida, and then local 44 is in Decatur, and they're coming together this week in California, start negotiations. They have just started a new website where you can go and get those updates. And there it is. Thanks, Joe, for putting that up. ULA contract negotiations, and a special shout out to Deirdre for putting that together, our Southern Territory Communications Specialist. So that's great information, and that's just a great crew. And so I'm sure they'll come to get a great contract for members all over.
Yes, positive thoughts.
Yes.
Always think positively.
Yes. And then other news right here close to home, 5K, IAM 5K run to benefit Guide Dogs of America.
And walk for the people that walk.
And walk. I would be in that category, Tanya. But over 80 runners and walkers came together at the Wimpensingher Center this past weekend and raised over $8,000. And so you see some of the great pictures from there, and our General Secretary Treasurer's office, they do such a great job of coming up with creative events to help raise money for Guide Dogs of America. Just special shout out to Jamie, Kelly, and all of the people down there who really do a lot of great work and getting the word out about Guide Dogs of America.
That's right, so many fundraisers.
Yes.
My favorite is Jeans Day.
Yes, I like Jeans Day myself too.
And I know it's not Friday, it's not Jeans Day, so I guess I have to pay $5 because I'm wearing jeans today.
Yes,
so.
Jamie Kelly, $5, Guide Dogs of America. So, but yeah, everything is, it's just a bit of the news, but I want to also highlight my shirt too. But before I do that, I want to talk about A. Philip Randolph. It was his birthday this past Sunday. A. Philip Randolph, he was born in 1889, April 15, 1889. He's the founder of the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, and he's a labor activist and social activist. And we have now morphed him into a TCU member since through all the mergers they became a part of TCU in 2012. So he's a TCU IAM member, and that was great. So he brings a lot of history, and the things he's done over his lifetime has helped change this nation. And so we always honor and salute such a legend and his legacy.
And APRI is one of our constituency groups, so
Yeah.
we're proud of that fact. And maybe we'll have Cleola Brown one day.
Yeah.
Come in and and chat with us some more about that history.
And we have Jim Price, who represents the IAM on the national board of APRI. So it's always good to really get the word out about that.
Great. So happy birthday to A. Philip Randolph.
Yes, happy birthday. And now I want to put a spotlight on my special shirt, IAM Helps. It stands for, again, let me put on my glasses, honoring, engaging, lifting, providing, and servicing. And this is a special shout out to the Midwest Territory. This is something they came up with to help serve communities in the Midwest Territory. A lot of locals have gotten involved, districts within the Midwest Territory. And we have some pictures coming up of some of the service. That's Local 623 in Minnesota. They came together for an event. We have a local in Iowa, and they actually help keep fire hydrants clear of snow when they have heavy snow. And so those are our members there in Iowa helping to do that service. So it's a great program. That's District 77 right there that you're seeing now. You see that fine group, and again, it's everybody wearing the same shirt. It's a huge logo. You definitely know that it's a machinist group coming 10 miles away, and so that's it's always a beautiful thing. But it always goes back to what we were really formed for in the first place, is to not only make sure that we have great contracts and we provide for working families, but also to provide service to the community. And the Midwest Territory is doing a great job with the IAM Helps program.
That is really personifying our motto, justice on the job, service to the community.
Yes, yes. And so love my shirt. And again, if you're in the Midwest Territory, give a shout out to your territory reps and figure out how you can participate. Yeah,
and let us know out there if you're doing community service. Make a comment. Let us know what you're doing in your territory, no matter where you are.
Yes. All right.
Well, thank you so much, Delane.
Thank you, Tanya. Have a great show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
Well, to stay on top of the latest IAM news, make sure that you sign up for iMail. It's our email newsletter that comes out twice a week, straight to your inbox, and you can read it your convenience. What's happening in your territory or district. Just go to our website, which is goiam.org. That's goiam.org. We're going to put Delane's mic down a little bit while we switch. We're getting our guests in. We have lots of people joining us in the comments. So thank you to everyone. Frank Hughes has joined us, Alfredo Silva, Latoya Brookway, Mike Campo, Adam Beasley joined, Will Garcia, Gabriel everyone is making some great comments. William Lipinski, saying, hey, Midwest. So thank you so much for commenting and keep those comments going. There is a lot of solidarity. You can join the conversation on Facebook or Twitter. If you are watching us on Twitter, you can hit the reply button to talk to us. And if you are talking to us on YouTube, just make sure that you go ahead. That's Russ. He's just getting ready. You can, YouTube, you can use the live chat feature as well. Well, as I said, there's a lot of solidarity for our members of Local 818 in West Virginia, which is part of District 54. The workers at Tecnocap and Wheeling went on strike after unanimously rejecting a contract. At issue is Tecnocap's refusal to bargain in good faith as required by law. District 54 President Dean Wright joins us now to give us the facts. Thanks for joining us, Dean, 2 weeks in a row. Dean, what is going on at the bargaining table?
Well, not much at the bargaining table, but we had a really awesome rally today out in front of the facility. A lot of good speakers. The West Virginia AFL-CIO assisted us in putting out a blast, and the mine workers were there, GMP, steel workers. We had a really good rally. I'd say a little bit over 100 people attended today.
What was the main message coming out of that rally?
Well, the main message is this is an unfair labor practice employer. It's a union-busting employer at its best. Everyone knows in the community that it's a foreign-based company, and they're doing nothing but trying to break the union.
Now, how did this whole negotiation end up as a strike?
Well, it ended up, unfortunately, as an unfair labor practice strike because the employer refused to bargain in good faith. They came to the negotiating table with one proposal and one proposal only. There was over 100 changes to the current collective bargaining agreement, and they basically said, take it, eat it, or you can hit the street. And unfortunately, our members had to elect to exercise their First Amendment right, and unanimously they voted 30-0 to hit the picket line. We were left with no other recourse because, again, the employer has not negotiated in good faith, and we currently have a unfair labor practice charge filed with the region in Pittsburgh. We're getting ready to give affidavits tomorrow, and hopefully that process will be expedited, and they'll make a ruling in our favor.
Can you tell us a little bit about our workers at Tecnocap and what they do?
Tecnocap, they're a metal manufacturer of for jars, like lids. And I got an example here, and I'm going to do a quick shout out to my wife, Tonya. They made some cowboy candy peppers that I'm giving to my brother John, but it's a good example. That's what they use. Anybody that's ever used a cap like that or bought a candle at the mall maybe and given away something at Christmas time, it's that metal cap that goes right on. So that's their main product, and they're the third largest in the world.
Is there anything else you'd like to mention, Dean, before we leave?
I would just like to let everybody know our 30 members in Local 818 in Glendale, which is right next to Wheeling, West Virginia. I truly appreciate everybody's support, the emails, the social media contact that they've been doing in sign of solidarity, and stopping by the picket line. And when you only have 30 members on strike, we always get people stopping by with dropping off donuts and coffee and pizza and subs and all that kind of good stuff. So we ask them, we appreciate you stopping by, but hey, can you park your car and maybe get out and walk the line with us? And this community in the Wheeling, Glendale area has been fantastic. They're third, fourth generation union members. They know what a strike is. And they actually park their cars and get out and walk the line with us. And they'll even have their family come up with them to support us. Our members have been strong, standing in solidarity. A lot of the information that everybody can keep up on is on our Twitter page, again, at District Lodge 54.
And Dean, before you go, I wanted to let you know that you have lots of comments and support on Facebook. I'm just going to read a few of them. Gabriel Regano is saying, "Hi, Dean. I saw a live video or a video of Brother Chuck Harrod on the strike line. Awesome work." Andy Hounshell says, "Stand strong, brothers and sisters, 818. Craig Hughes says, "Give them hell, District Lodge 54. And yeah, they're saying, "Go Ohio." So you're getting lots of support on Facebook.
It's good. It's good. And we just truly appreciate everybody's help. When you got a small unit like that, I mean, this is what we need. And the rally today was just awesome. And hopefully the politicians that stop by, we ask them just not to stop by, write a letter to the company, call the company, ask them to get back to the bargaining table and negotiate good faith. Because our members and their families, they deserve this. They deserve a good contract.
And we see some of the pictures here of the strike line. You have people of all ages out there supporting.
It's a very family community here, and family-based community, and everybody's there helping. Recently, the company, just a few months ago, locked out the other union for 5 months. So this is your union busting company at its finest, unfortunately.
Well, I'm going to think positively. I wish you the best. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us.
Thank you, Tanya. Good talking to you again.
You too. Well, International Guide Dog Day is coming up April 25th, and in preparation, we have a ton of information for you. Guide Dogs of America is a nonprofit organization that helps people who are legally blind have more independence, confidence, and mobility by matching them with guide dog partners. It was founded in 1948 as International Guiding Eyes after a retired member of the IAM, Joseph Jones Sr., was rejected from all the existing schools at the time because of what some called his advanced age. And look at that there. He was only 57 years old. He turned to his union for help, and after much research, the Machinist Union's Executive Council endorsed the founding of this great organization. And we are so happy to have 2 guide dogs here, and we're happy to have their people too. Russell Gitlin is the president of Guide Dogs of America, and he joins us now with Chief, who is in training, and we also have Michelle Plunkett here as well. But let me ask you first, Russ, when you first hear that story about the founding and how the founder was turned away from all those schools because of his advanced age of only like 57, how does that make you feel every time you hear that story?
It makes me feel great. It shows what unionism does. Here was a guy, he needed help, and he went to his union, and his union helped him form what is now Guide Dogs of America.
Now tell us a little bit about Chief here.
So Chief is about 2 years old, and he's been through the program. And basically what happens is we breed on property, and at 8 weeks old, they go out to a puppy raiser, and for the next 18 months, they're taught basic obedience and all the different sights and sounds out in the world. They go with the puppy raisers everywhere. At 18 months, they come back into the program, and they go through a series of tests to see whether their health is good and so on and so forth. And if they make it, at that point they go and they do about 6 months of training with trainers that we have on property, employees of GDA. And at that point, if they make that cut, which this guy's about to make that cut, about 10 students come into the school about 6 times a year, and they get paired up with somebody like Chief. And for the next 3 weeks, they train with Chief, and they learn about how to take care of a dog. You have to remember, a lot of these folks never had dogs before. They don't know how to care for a dog. They learn how to walk with the dog properly with the harness, and they're taught everything they need to know to go out in the world and be successful with their dog. So at that point, for 3 weeks, they train, and then they go out into the world, and we support them afterwards too.
Now with the matching, you're matching the guide to the person. Right. What are the things that you're looking for to make sure they are a good match?
So I'm not really the guy that does that.
Okay.
Our team, our trainers there have magic when it comes to that, and usually there's about 20 dogs to 10 students. And the trainers are very good at matching the right dog to the right student, and it is an art. It's something that they've gotten very good at. Different dogs for different folks. Take Chief here, for instance. He's pretty laid back. He'll probably go to somebody that's a little slower and doesn't, isn't super active or anything like that. Then there's other dogs that have a little more energy and move along a little faster. They might be matched with somebody that's more active and has more of an active life. So,
great.
Yeah.
We're going to try to bring some live pictures from the training center out in California. But in the meantime, you have a lot of volunteers.
We do.
As well. Tell us about them.
So we're blessed. We probably, we have hundreds of volunteers that at all times are doing all different things, from raising the dogs to helping clean the kennels to, working at the front desk to greet people, and just on and on and on. And Guide Dogs of America wouldn't exist without the great volunteer base that we have and the terrific people that spend countless hours not asking anything of GDA and do us just this great service to help raise these beautiful animals.
What are some of the requirements for the applicants who would like to be matched with a guide dog?
So, you have to be over 18, and you have to be able to walk a few routes a day. You have to be able to take care of the dog. In other words, you have to be able to provide for the dog. You have to be good with O&M training, so they have to be good with the cane. That covers just about it. Online, if you go online, it tells you exactly what you need. You can apply online for a guide dog, and it will tell you exactly what you need.
And let's remind them, it's guidedogsofamerica.org, right?
It's guidedogsofamerica.org. We just launched a brand new website, which I encourage everybody to go look at. It's up on the monitor now. You can see it. That's a brand new website launched last week.
Great.
We put all our application processes online.
Now, when is the next class?
I believe we start class Monday.
Excellent.
I believe actually they fly in Sunday, so Sunday starts a class.
And you have fundraisers throughout the year.
We do. and I want to just take a second and thank the IM, because the IM is probably 50% of our budget, and it's due to the fact that they go out all year long and fundraise. They do golf tournaments, they do canoe races, they do bake sales and cigar parties, and without that, we wouldn't exist also, and the IM is key on that.
Now, these flyers that we have up on the screen are from November. Every November, you have 3 or 4 events. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect in November if someone has never been before.
You're asking for the secrets this year? No,
Yeah, what can we expect?
So this year in Vegas, we're going to do a cruise theme. So again this year, you're not going to have to get dressed up. So those folks that really enjoyed last year with the football theme, they're not going to have to get dressed up this year again. So we're excited about that. But what happens is on the week before Thanksgiving, every year we do a gala in Vegas, and what happens is it's surrounding a few other events. So we have a skeet shoot, we have a golf tournament, we have a motorcycle run, and then we have the banquet on Saturday night. And it's always a good time. I encourage folks to come out and really get a flavor for what guide dogs. We have a bunch of guide dogs and graduates out there to talk to folks and explain what the guide dog does for them.
Now, a lot of people are interested in not only volunteering but donating, and it's pretty easy to donate for what you can say. We have a lot of IM reps that are watching. I'm distracted because I keep resetting my prompter.
Right. So
Sorry.
there's a bunch of ways of donating. As reps, you guys can donate direct deposit out of your check. The IM, anybody that works for Grand Lodge, the IM will take it directly out of your check, whatever you'd like to give. Every dollar counts. For anybody else who wants to donate direct, you can go to guidedogsofamerica.org, and we have donate buttons, plus any event you can go to and donate. It'd be great. It takes a lot of money. It's over $5 million a year to run Guide Dogs of America, and that's through the events and corporations that donate, individuals that donate. It all makes it happen.
All right. Anything else you'd like to mention that we haven't spoken about yet?
I just would like to thank the IM for everything you guys have done, you continue to do, and we're always there. All you got to do is call. If you want to put on an event, just call to Guide Dogs and we'll get you set up. It's not that hard. Once you get started, it's pretty easy to stay involved, because you'll find that you really like it.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us with Chief.
With Chief.
And now we're going to learn a little bit more. Oh, we have our live picture. Look at this. What area is this, Russ?
So this is the kennel area, and this is what we call puppy play time. So as you can see, we get them out quite a bit during the day, and as you can see, they really enjoy it. They get to
That was a great shot.
They get to let all their frustrations out, and they get to just be dogs, and that's what that is. They got a swimming pool out there. They got toys galore due to the donations you guys give us, and this is important in their structure, that they get out and get to be dogs every once in a while. And what's nice about this picture, I go down here, if I have a headache someday, I actually go down into this area and kind of watch this. I love the fact that they're dogs of all colors and breeds, and they just get along and they have a great time. If you watch this, it's just like they're all brothers and sisters and just really enjoy the time together.
And if only people could do that.
If only people could do that.
Our lives would be so much. We need to learn from the dogs, learn from these guides.
Yeah, it's a nice thing.
Yeah, maybe they can guide us in that as well.
Yeah.
Well, last Saturday, the William W. Wimpesinger Education and Technology Center had a 5K walk and run on its grounds in Hollywood, Maryland, to raise funds for Guide Dogs of America. Now, Delane mentioned this earlier, but we have some more pictures. Lots of people turned out for the fundraiser, including many IAM members. The winner was a young man pictured with Jamie Colburn on the left there and Kelly Peterson on the right. Both of these ladies do so much work to help raise money for guide dogs here at headquarters. So we just want to give them some props along with everyone else throughout the United States and Canada, all throughout North America. So we love events like this, and people of all ages can get out and not only help to fundraise, but to learn about Guide Dogs of America as well. Now, Michelle Plunkett graduated from Guide Dogs of America's training program, and we're going to talk to her now to kind of put a face on it and the whole process and see what it was like to get a guide dog. So thank you for joining us, Michelle.
Of course.
So what was your life like before you received a guide dog?
Well, beforehand, before any guide dogs, I was pretty new to being blind. I received my first guide dog almost exactly a year after I went blind. So I was still figuring out the mobility and still coming to terms with, you know, not that I was going to lose anything, but that I had to do some things differently. And then getting a guide dog all of a sudden I was going whitewater rafting again, I was going rock climbing. It seemed like if I put trust in other people and I just put trust in that guide, that, you know, I was going to be able to do anything I wanted. And now Jasper here is my second guide. And so there was some apprehension on if I could do it again. But he's made it easy. Yeah, I know you're giving me that look.
He knows you're talking about him.
I know, he knows. You know, but it's definitely been, it's just easier. There's something about being able to pick up a guide dog handle and knowing you could do it and knowing you can go the speed you want to, and you don't have to worry about if there was a single pothole that appeared overnight. They're just going to guide you right around it, and it's just going to be safer.
Now, you went through that 21-day training with your first guide dog.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about what that was like for someone that may be thinking about doing the training.
Well, it was funny. The first time I did it, I was the youngest by about 30 years. So hearing that story on that, you know, he was, what, 57 when he founded it. Yeah, I was 21, and I think the next youngest was 54. So,
and we have a picture up right now, I think, of class 399. So that's the one that Jasper was, right?
This is Jasper's class.
Okay.
And this class, I ended up being about the middle. We had a couple people younger and a lot of people older. And this class was fantastic. We still talk all the time. It's a very emotional journey for 21 days. You're emotionally spent. You're physically spent from walking around all the time, but you come out with a family, and the staff is fantastic. It's definitely, everybody's experience is so different because it's so tailored that you really feel like you come for you, but you have that safety net of friends as well.
Now, you're reminding me when you're saying how tailored it is that each student has to be matched with a guide dog.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the things that you noticed that they were looking for when trying to match you with a dog that would work?
My first time, I had submitted all the videos, which is actually kind of creepy. No offense. You get someone to follow you with a camera so that they can see you from behind and watch your step size and how big, you know, if you walk in a straight line, which I didn't know I didn't.
Wow.
You know, and they were like, you know you fade to the left. I was like, no, I had no clue.
So you just lean to the left a little bit?
Yeah, so if I'm not paying attention, my natural tendency is to slide left. So they give me dogs that slide me a little to the right, so together we make a straight line.
That's pretty good.
You know, and so they match the step sizes. And they had a pretty good idea both times. And the first time you put on Juno, the fake dog harness, and they pretend to be the dog to kind of really feel what you would want out of the harness. Jamie couldn't tell me who I was getting, but she's like, oh yeah, no, I know exactly who you're getting.
So they know the dogs pretty well, the guides.
They do. They train with all of them. Even if they weren't the ones to train them, they make sure they go through and feel every single one of them, you know, with a blindfold on and truly feel that dog so that when they go through you, they're like, no, I know exactly which one is you. And they're right. They're right both times.
You said that you had 2 different experiences with each guide because you were in different places in your life. You had told me that, and you were in college with your first guide dog.
Yes.
And how has Jasper changed your life now that you're older?
Now that I'm older, I have a little bit more consistency, and I feel like I got a little complacent. I did the same thing every day, and Jasper's 3. He wants to get up. He wants to tear the town down. He wants to, he wants to be a little bit more active than I was used to with my guide, who was pushing 9 or 10. And so he's making me find new experiences too, and it's been fun. It has been fun to be like, oh yeah, no, we got to get out and do a new challenge. I've been more comfortable to go, yeah, I want to go to the grocery store, but maybe I'm going to walk a different way, this time, or I'm gonna go explore that neighborhood I haven't been through before. It's definitely been more fun.
Definitely. I heard one graduate tell me that when he had his cane, he was very cautious. And once he got his guide dog, he was so happy to be able to walk quickly and fast and feel the wind on his face again. And I had never even thought about that.
Yes. Yeah, I have a really bad habit with my cane of wanting to go fast, and I'll clip it on the brakes in the sidewalk, and it jabs me straight in the hip every time, and it hurts. And so I always have to slow down, and with Jasper, he loves to book it. And so it's just kind of like that. It feels like they just take that heavy cloak off of you and say, no, be free, go, you know, take on the world. And you can really pick up that pace, and, you know, he trots on down the sidewalk, happy as can be to take on the world.
And Jasper is a yellow lab, right?
Yes.
At first, when I first saw him, I thought he was a retriever. And then I looked closely, and you said, no, he's
he's just a little burnt. He's
golden. He's a golden
toasted.
Yellow lab. Excellent. What support services do you receive? Because Russ mentioned that there are support services.
So it's really what you want. So when you call, you really are telling them exactly what the issue is. They'll recommend stuff. But like for me, I really just needed to sit down and kind of talk to a trainer. I was having some issues with Jasper and a little bit of separation anxiety. I was getting over the loss of my first guide and not really wanting to bond to Jasper. They look a little too too close. And so just being able to vent a little bit and really know, and they were calling me, you know, every couple of days and say, do you want us to come out? Do you want us there? And it was like, you know, no, I think we need to try it. And so they'd be like, hey, try these 5 things. I'll call you in 2 days. Let me know if it worked. And it really gave us the time to really try it, not just like try it once and then be like, yeah, no, it didn't work. But really try it a couple of times and knew what helped for us. And so now, if we ever have an issue later on, I know for a fact that I know how to fix it. But if I need help, they're there. Like, there's nothing, I'm not worried about having an issue that we can't overcome.
Is there any advice for future students who may be watching this or have researched and found Guide Dogs of America?
It's really important to do some soul searching. It's amazing how much a guide dog is mental. You know, you might be like, yeah, I can get up and walk. But it's, are you ready to trust? Really trust that they have you and let go of some control, which was not my nature.
But you did it.
I did it. I was really apprehensive the first time I got a guide dog. I didn't think it would work. I didn't think it was going to be my thing. But it really is life-changing. And so if you're ready to really change that, and you're ready to try something truly new and get out of your comfort zone and know there is going to be days that you have no idea what you're doing, but that's okay, then, you know, it's totally for you. Excellent.
Now, if you're just joining us, we are here with Russell Gitlin and Michelle Plunkett, and they have guide dogs here. Chief is a guide dog in training, and Jasper is the yellow lab. So I guess Jasper is the veteran here. And we're going to check some comments really quickly. Jim Price says it takes $48,000 to train a guide dog. It only takes a minute to give the gift of sight. So donate to Guide Dogs of America. Bill Lipinski said Jasper was striking a pose a few minutes ago.
He does.
Who else? Larry Cross says Jasper is the best boy. Very proud of you. And your Jay Litters brothers and sister, who are all working guides. So that is wonderful. So a lot of people here. We even have the link online if you're watching for you to go donate if you're interested in donating to Guide Dogs of America, guidedogsofamerica.org. And you too can join us with the conversation on Facebook or Twitter. Just make a comment on Facebook. Those were Facebook comments that I was just reading. On Twitter, just hit the reply button and talk to us. We'll talk back to you.
Can I add one thing? She's a teacher.
That's right.
Yeah, you gotta bring that up. And
Yes.
this dog goes to school
And
every day.
And I actually just went to pick up Michelle in Virginia. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what your life is like.
So like Russ said, I'm a teacher. I teach physics. I teach for high school. So that was actually a change. My last guide really wanted to be really close to me. So we put a puppy bed up at the front of the classroom. I did my thing. He was within 2 feet. Jasper really didn't care for that, so he has a kennel. It made him feel a little bit comfier being a little closed in. But the kids know from the start of the bell to the end of the bell, he is off limits. They really they'll be like, what's up, and that kind of stuff, but they really leave him alone. They're great about it. They love seeing him dressed up for homecoming, and we do all the spirit days. We were Jesse and Buzz Lightyear a couple weeks ago. They love seeing them. They all know that school starts at 9:15, so at 9 o'clock I have this little mask that comes in to say good morning to him before he's off limits again. And it's fantastic. He struts his stuff down the hallways. They all know him.
And we talked about something interesting. We had an hour to talk in the car, so we talked about a lot. But one of the things we were talking about is employment and doing interviews and getting hired if you are blind or visually impaired. What are some of the things that you either have run into or if you want people to be aware of?
I think it was actually harder to go through interviews with a guide dog than it was with a cane. People weren't worried about the allergies, if you were going to affect others in the workplace as much. But we had fantastic conversation opportunities out of it. I felt like I actually had deeper conversations just bringing it up and being like, no, this is actually going to be a good thing for you. I mean, most of my students, they see this pairing and they're like, no, I can tackle that homework assignment I was thinking I couldn't do. There's a certain amount of freedom and resilience that comes from having a guide dog that really, you make stronger connections. It's easier to connect to people. And so when you're seeking employment, it can be hard at first, but I always kind of did if they're not going to talk about it and it's not a good conversation, I wouldn't want to be there anyway. But I felt like the people that I was really able to open up to and have a good conversation, that GDA and the quality of their dogs allowed me to really change people's view of service animals as well.
That's great. See, I think that's educational for anyone who's watching. And before you leave, on the website you had a place about etiquette, dog etiquette, and how, a lot of people want to approach the dogs and pet them, but they're working. Right. What do you want people to know if they've never been around?
If they're in a harness, they're working, and if they're not in a harness, they're not. So if they're in a harness, it's not really proper to go up and pet them or anything like that. We don't want them petting them. They're working at that point. Feel free to talk to the person about the dog, but if they're in a harness, they're working. That's the best way to say it.
Okay, good to know. Yeah. Anything else that we didn't talk about you'd like to mention?
No, I just want to say I have the best staff in the world out at Guide Dogs. You guys are probably watching. Great job. Here's the proof of it.
And we'd like to thank Zach Gitlin for providing that live picture of the play area and seeing the community area so we can see what the dogs were doing to get out and get some exercise and socialize.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody who has been commenting and joining the conversation. So thank you very much. Patsy Boardman has joined us. She says lots of love and work go into caring and training for these dogs. Great job to all who work there. Jamie Hunt has joined us as well. She said thank you, Russ. Zach says thank you as well. Adam Beasley said awesome. So we appreciate everyone that's been commenting. And we hope we get you some more donations. So we're hoping everybody who watches checks out the website. Thanks. Well, next Wednesday is the deadline for Build by USA's Make It in the USA video contest. So get your entries in at buildbyusa.org. Just click on contest, and you have until April 25th to enter and possibly win $5,000. We understand that there are 4 prizes. So one of those could be yours, and there is a category just for union members. So we're hoping that a lot of union members will go ahead and submit to this, where you do a music video. So if you're a lyricist, a poet, a rapper, an artist, a videographer, go ahead and join. EAP2 is going on this week at the Wimpesinger Center. We affectionately call it W3. So on the W3 calendar, we want to let you know we're giving you a shout out to EAP2. The hazmat class is actually next week from April 22nd to the 27th. April 23rd is the deadline to apply for the Federal Employee Program, and also the Young Workers Program, Communicators class and Leadership class are from May 6th to to the 11th. So keep those on your calendars. Our meetings calendar for our upcoming meetings include the North Carolina State Council of Machinists meeting April 27th to the 28th, and the Oregon Machinist Council has its annual crab feed April 28th. The New York State Council of Machinists meets April 29th to May 1st, and that will be in Niagara Falls, New York. As far as our special events go, we'd like to give a shout out to all of the members who are at Local 701 in Chicagoland, who will be working hard starting tomorrow for Skills USA Illinois. They run the Automotive Service Tech competition for high school and college students. Here are some pictures here of last year's competition or past competition. Both high school and college students are there. We are hoping to have a video from that competition in the near future. And special props go out to Roy Quintuna of Aviation High School in New York, who was awarded the Phoebe Omley Scholarship, or Omley, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, at the Aerospace Maintenance Competition in Orlando, Florida last week. So props to Roy. He's an Aviation High School student, and we're so glad that he was recognized. And don't forget, the IAM's Legislative Conference is May 7th to the 9th in Washington, D.C. That's May 7th to the 9th right here in the Washington, D.C. area. So you can sign up for that. The TCU convention is coming up in July, from July 24th to the 26th. And registration is open for the IAM Aerospace Conference, September 11th to the 14th. That will take place in Fort Worth, Texas. So we always try to give you all of those calendar items at the end of the show. We'll always remind you to go grab a pen, and all of those dates are also available on iMail. If you check the bottom of iMail, you can see that as well. And we are going to have a special edition of Activate Live on Thursday, May 10th. It'll be 7 p.m., and we will be live from the William W. Wimpersinger Education and Technology Center. So we're hoping you'll join us. All of the classes that will be there that week will be in our audience, a live audience, so you'll be able to comment with them. You'll be able to ask them questions. So we're hoping you'll join us for that one just in a few weeks. Thursday, May 10th, 7 p.m., live from W3. So we're so happy that you joined us for this show. We thank you for watching Activate Live. Don't forget to activate your voice when it comes to workers' rights, human rights, and civil rights. Voice activation is key, and it's what the Fighting Machinists are all about. So we hope to see you next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. We'll see you then.
They break bread and plot to break our will. Our morale is high, a spirit no man can kill. Stick together, keep one another aware. All we demand is to receive what's fair. They break for lunch while we break our backs. Our morale is high in spite of corporate attack.